Hello, everyone. Happy Music Monday. Happy June. It's 1st June, right? Yeah, 1st June Music Monday. We're here with Crystal. Let's see if I can get this word right. Percussion.
Yes, it's full percussion, but the government is Vargas. If you guys want to know my last name,
Yes. How are you doing?
I'm well. I'm actually multitasking. I'm trying to make sure I can share the live from my page, and I see it now, so I'm going to share it as we're saying hi. But thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, while you're doing that, we'll just chat up we'll say hello to everyone in the chat on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Feel free to ask your questions. If you have, comments, concerns, you want us to help you out with bad advice, we'll answer it tonight.
Yeah. Well, also, by the way, I'm finding more and more adapters in this bag that maybe have something to do with something.
All right. So,
yeah, maybe we can figure that out. Crystal, did you go through a period of needing to buy 8,000 adapters when the whole pandemic started with like Zoom and?
Yep.
And Annie has baskets and baskets of them.
I have a whole basket.
All the wrong wires that I never returned. So we can talk about what I have that's still unopened, things that were just totally wrong when everybody was trying to learn how to stream the right way, But it's always good to have more than not. So I have a bag full of, in fact, it's underneath this desk. I have a very big desk. Oh, so many wires, thanks to my dad and Sweetwater, Guitar Center.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amazon adapters.
That's right. And I'm sharing it one more time from my personal page. I think I'm getting there. I'm sorry.
You got this.
This would be a little easier. I forgot how to do this. I was just saying earlier, I haven't done a live stream since like the real lockdown where we were really home in a while.
That's good.
You might need another adapter.
Yeah, right. We're gonna need a bigger adapter boat. No.
Speaking of which, when is Shark Week this year?
They haven't told us yet.
It's July something, right?
They just said July, and I complained to the Shark Week Association and was like, "You need to give us dates, though."
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's say hello to everyone in the chat. We got Steve and Matt and Natalie and hello Skip and who else? Where else? Okay. Bill's here. Grumpy's here. Unk is here.
I'm hoping my parents show up.
Is this
your dad's in the house?
Papa Vargas in the house. How many adapters? We were speaking a little bit right before this about the beginning of streaming and things like that. And we had started this originally on Zoom, not knowing, the security and privacy parameters of it. We just tweeted out the link to our Zoom call and we got hacked and all these people just started showing up. And
from other countries.
From other, who knows, from their bedrooms, we'll say. And yes, yeah. And I think Grumpy that's in the chat was in that, and we had to quickly get rid of that and and start a new link and realize you have to let people inside the Zoom thing and not
with
just
a password.
With a password and things like that. So that was a learning curve.
Yeah. For you and teachers. Okay.
I'm
a teacher. But it didn't happen to me.
That's good.
We were using Google Meet and even hackers found a way to get into Google Meets, which were supposed to be super secure. They're like, oh yeah, this is the way to go. Educators use Google Meet. And then you don't even want to know. 8th grade, I teach 8th grade social studies. So like the kids were like freaking out when things would happen. And it was then of course they're trying to put it on Snapchat and TikTok. And so who knows, I may be part of a viral video for the wrong reasons. I don't know.
Did you ever use House Party?
No.
That was another weird one.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't get into it. I did. I think I downloaded the app, but that was about it.
Yeah, but I think it was more friends, but if your friend of a friend was in a room, then someone could just pop in your house.
Yes.
So, and you would get a notification anytime someone would open the app. So it was like someone, and then, or you'd have to run on, get on the app, get your people in, and lock your room immediately before
like really quick.
Pop in.
Yeah. And I remember one time I was teaching a music lesson, and for some reason, one of my students was like insisting she wanted to do it on House Party, and her mom okayed it. So I was like, I don't know what this thing is, but I'll download it. Okay. I had just heard about it. And then, so she goes, I'll invite you to my like house thing, and it'll just be a private thing. But she didn't realize you had to lock it quickly, whatever. So all of a sudden, Annie pops in.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah. And I'm like, wait, get out of my house. I'm teaching a lesson.
But that's what I mean. It's like if Mel's on with one of her friends, and even though I don't know them, I could still go in Mel's house, even though it was someone else's house.
Right.
Oh, good time.
So that was the first and last lesson on that app.
Or it's like, get in, lock the room.
Yeah. Well, I was like, thank goodness it's just Annie, but it could have been some weirdo. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. I was just trying to say hello.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we do have your mom's in the house too.
Hi, Mom.
Hello.
Hi, Mom.
Miss you.
Matt wants to know, speaking of painting, because he's working on some paintings, do you have any hobbies, or did you start anything?
Is that directed to me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Well, I actually just try to do as much music as I was able to. I mean, I really am just into the live music scene as opposed to doing any studio work or anything like that. Like even just, again, streaming. So I kind of ended up teaching myself, how to record on my own, like just the basic stuff like that I probably should have known by now, but I just didn't. I was always just out there performing, not so much doing, any recordings or anything like that. So I got somewhere, I was able to, learn Logic and know how to edit videos through Final Cut. So I kind of tried to keep my hobbies related to music, so yeah.
That's great. Nice.
And you were doing a lot of percussion streams where you were playing on congas and stuff, right?
Yes, that was like it started out as a joke. A friend of mine was like, hey, I want you to dress up as Selena, the singer, Selena.
Yeah.
Any millennials in here? I'm not sure. We're talking about the original Selena, like bitty bitty bomb bomb Mexican star Selena.
Not Gomez.
Right. Not Gomez. Selena Quintanilla. And so she's a DJ, a friend of mine, long time. And she's like, Vargas, dress up as Selena and go on Instagram Live. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I definitely have a bustier, which she wore, like the signature Selena hat. And I dressed up as her some Halloween. I don't remember when, but we went on live and it started out as just like joking cameos. And then next thing was like, hey, Crystal, what are you going to do next week? And I'm like, J-Lo. And then it was Amy Winehouse. So I was doing that more as a funny, but keeping people interested in like Crystal Percussion, like the brand. And, it was fun. It was like the quarantine concerts. And it was honestly, it kept me sane in my apartment. My gosh, those were the days. I can't believe we went through that. So,
well, now have you gone out into public events now? As people hired you to be J-Lo or Selena now and play percussion?
That's a funny question because a good friend of mine, Jack, he's like, hey, I have this idea. I'm like, no. He's a DJ. He owns his own entertainment company. And we do a lot of weddings, mainly weddings, but other private events. And I feel like he may have had an inquiry for like an impersonator. And I can't remember who it was, but he already had the idea that it was something that I could do. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to go there. This is more for fun. I don't want to feel that pressure. I feel like everybody knows it's a joke. I can't do it. But yes, I've had one inquiry and I didn't take the job. No. So, no Selena. We're not doing it.
No J-Lo.
No J-Lo. God.
I love J-Lo. Yeah. So some celebrities will put like, hey, you could text me on your Twitter or something like that, right? So J-Lo has that. And I did that once. I texted her, but then you realize it's just a mass texting thing. Like they'll say once in a while, like, "Hey, how's it going? I just put out a new song." So it's really just a promo tool.
Big
and they
time.
say they can answer you sometimes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the other day it was my birthday, and I got a text from J-Lo. It says,
No, Annie, that was actually me. I texted you
"Oh,
guys.
it's you? Okay, are you?
That was your J-Lo
Is this your phone number then? Like, wait.
888. That's me.
555.
Right.
But it was just really, that was like so random because I forgot I followed the text stream, I guess, because it's not a real number.
Right.
I was like, oh, look, it's J-Lo. Not real.
Oh.
Who's came to say hello?
Oh, hello.
Can you even see her? She's like camouflaged.
Yes.
Blending in with my black and white shirt.
What kind of microphone you got going on there?
This is it's Blue is the company, right?
Blue mics are good.
Yeah. So we did
I have a Blue as well.
Yeah. And this, listen, I don't know anything about like, I'm not a techie person whatsoever. I did a stream alongside a drummer, Cora Coleman, former drummer Beyonce Prince. She's insane. And she was like, hey, I'm going to do this thing for Ultimate Ears. And they sent us Ultimate Ears, the Ultimate Ears speaker, a mic as compensation. So I got this for free for doing a stream. So yeah, I didn't pay for it, but it's nice work.
That's great.
And do you have any pets? Any
No.
kitties or doggies?
No pets. No, I didn't grow up with pets. I can pet a dog, but I'm not like there's no connection with me and pets whatsoever. So, I mean, I feel like if you're growing up with pets, that's right. You're forever. It's just, not my thing, but no beef with pets. I'm cool with cats. I'm cool with dogs. We're all right. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Annie, is Bruce hiding?
He is. Yeah. Yeah, my dog likes to hide now during the streams. I think he's like, it's too much for my close-up these days.
Yeah.
Like, you guys used me so much for attention using my puppy face.
He's over it.
We exploited him.
Yeah, literally every time I set up my computer with all the adapters, he goes into his bat cave, which we call his crate, which he knows to go in. But he doesn't it's just open all the time. He doesn't have to go in there whenever. But the second I set up my whole thing, he just sneaks in there. And I'm like, oh, you're being camera shy.
Yeah. Looks like we have some questions going on in the chat and some comments here. I see Matt says he's almost done with a painting. Working on a background. Very nice. He would like to know your least favorite vegetable. I love that he's random questions.
Oh, man. Do I have a least favorite? I don't know if I have a least favorite. I eat a lot of vegetables. Wow. I'm stumped with that question, but I will, hopefully it'll pop in my head that I hate, God knows what. I can't even tell you. I will eat it all. Season it, please. Salt and pepper, and we're good to go.
All right. Yeah. And keep the random questions coming in the chat.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you like your coffee?
My water?
Do you drink coffee or tea or anything?
I thought you thought I was drinking coffee. I have my coffee with a little bit of half and half, no sugar. And that's it. I'm right to the point. I don't need the flavors. I don't need the sweeteners. Give me the strongest coffee you have and we're in good standing.
Coffee flavored coffee.
Yes, please. Yeah. All day. All day.
Yeah.
So I can't see the questions popping up.
Click over to where it says comments instead of chat.
Got it. Oh, yay. Okay, cool. Oh, nice. Now I feel connected to people.
Yeah.
I think this is your dad. He just wrote fish. I don't know what that means.
Oh, he knows I hate fish.
I
hate seafood. I'm Puerto Rican. You would think that I eat seafood. I don't do it. No, give me beef and poultry. We're good.
Mom says you love your rice and beans.
That is very true, and I did have it for dinner. and the coffee.
The
Yep.
coffee.
They know what's up. I miss my mom's cooking, that's for sure.
Aw.
So where are you located in the world right now?
So I'm in Jersey. I'm in Bloomfield, New Jersey. I grew up in Jersey City. My parents live in Florida for 17, 18 years now. But they're New Yorkers. So, you know, we're from this area. I just happen to stay here, and it seems like I'm going to, as much as I, you know, hate New Jersey for what it costs to live here, and, you know, every toll that we pay to, gosh, drive a mile. I think I'll stay here for the long run, you know, so.
There are a lot of tolls in Florida as well with those sun passes.
Oh,
pass,
sun pass. Yeah, that's true. But gosh, Jersey's hurting right now. It's
Yeah.
yeah. You guys where are you guys based out of?
New York.
Long
New York.
Island.
Long
I'm from
Island. That's
Staten
right.
Island.
I have a lot of
family-
friends from Staten Island. I love Staten
Yeah.
Island. I know there's a thing, Staten
Miss it.
Staten Island, but
They got good pizza.
yes, hearts.
Well,
to
yeah,
Staten Island.
yeah. Yeah.
Where's the best pizza? Like, according to you, is it in Jersey? Is it in New York? Is it in
Ooh,
Brooklyn, Staten Island,
ooh.
Manhattan?
I have my go. I think because I eat more pizza in New Jersey, I'll say we have. Well, you know, they're here, and here's New York for a close second. But I mean, shoot, that's a tough one. I have my go-to spots though. It depends on if I'm feeling thin crust one day or Sicilian another. But I did do a pizza tour during the heart of COVID. So let's say a year ago or a year and a half ago, we did a pizza tour, walking pizza tour in New York, and we ended up at like 7 or 8 pizza places in the city. I can't even tell you the list, but we ate pizza at each spot, and it was amazing. It was just an amazing tour. We mapped it out, and
Nice.
that was it. No alcohol, just straight pizza.
Just pizza. Which was the
Yeah.
best?
Oh God, I can't even tell you the names. Honestly, I have it like in my notes,
Yeah.
you know, and I rated it, but it's one of those things that happened. I forgot about it, you know.
Yep.
So
It's fast memory.
Some places in Jersey import the water from New York.
that's.
I mean, isn't it all the same water?
No,
We're all right
No.
here.
it is not the same water.
Is it from the groundwater or the ocean water?
I don't know.
I
I
couldn't
just
tell
know
you.
it's different.
I'm kidding. I would imagine it's from the groundwater coming through the sink.
It's coming. No,
I don't
no.
think they're going into the ocean and
They
taking
get buckets
pictures.
out of the Staten Island dump area reserve,
Yeah,
and then they
yeah.
bring it home. That's what makes the pizza so good. Is that Staten Island toxic waste fumes?
Yeah. It really adds some flavor, you know.
Yeah,
Makes
flavor.
it glow.
Yeah,
If your pizza's not glowing, it's not good.
yeah.
Right.
James wants to know, are you a vegetarian, considering you love so many vegetables?
No, I'm not a vegetarian. I went vegan for 14 days during COVID. I keep saying
Good
during
run.
COVID. There's a lot
Good
of
run.
things that I tried during that time, like where we were home, and one being a vegan for 14 days. And I have to say, I felt so healthy, but for my lifestyle, it's not sustainable and it's expensive, but I felt amazing for that 2 weeks. So I could say I tried.
There you go.
Vegan.
Good effort.
Yeah. Right.
A lot of people don't even last 2 weeks, so that's good. Matt wants to know, what TV show / movie / video traumatized you as a child? Just one. Sure, we all have one.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, man.
So I looked at this question. I'm like, I don't have an answer. And then I go, oh my gosh, I have an answer. I don't think it's traumatized me. It's just something that I remember watching and being like, what? Faces of Death. Do you remember Faces of Death? I'm a little older than you, I'm sure.
What was it about?
Faces of Death, I don't know. It was like on a VHS, and it was just these gory, real video clips of it's like, oh gosh, what are those graphic websites that exist? eBombs World or something. Let's say like something that's just so like you shouldn't click on it. Like, well, it came in the VHS.
You clicked
form.
on it.
Right. I clicked on it, and I just remember watching this Faces of Death episode, and it was like messed up stuff, like somebody getting killed, or which you can now find on the internet very easily. But it was something I happened to see very young. I wasn't like so freaked out by it. It was just like, huh, wow. And it kind of like maybe you're desensitized by watching that. And I wouldn't say traumatized, but something I certainly remember, like this group of people like eating like flash messed up stuff. Yeah. So I watched something insane and I remember it now, 30 years later. But that's a crazy question. Thanks for asking though. And Michael Jackson, he says, "Oh my God, that's funny. I love Michael Jackson."
What about you, Annie? What video or movie or TV show traumatized you?
I don't know about traumatized, but I just meant it's the first thing that popped into my head was like that weird movie. I think Paris Hilton was in it, The House of Wax, when people just turn into wax. But I don't think I saw the whole movie, but I remember like going through channels and stopping at that and just like something you can't turn off, but you have to turn it off because it's like really creepy. Yeah. Not like that, Mel. No.
I turned into wax.
It's supposed to, I think it's like kind of like it's a horror movie, but people literally just like they abduct them and they turn them into like wax figures. It's really creepy.
You'll never forget it.
Yeah.
Well, a couple people in here say, I guess they know Faces of Death.
Oh,
well, I think it seems that way. Faces of
yeah.
It could be. It's probably on YouTube somewhere or somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll have to look it up and be traumatized.
Yeah.
We haven't done in a while. We haven't gone to like any wax museums in a while to go pop out at people. That's always fun.
I haven't done that since like the last time I went to them. I was like a teenager, maybe.
Yeah, same.
Wasn't it? Yeah, House of Wax is like really creepy. I don't know why I thought Paris Hilton was in. I'm looking it up and it doesn't look. Oh no, maybe she is. She's in something like that. House of Wax. That's what it is. Yeah, but there is also a other film. Maybe they did like a parody of it or something. I don't know. But either way, that was weird.
For me, it was it. I mean, I was already afraid of clowns, and then I saw it in like middle school, and that was it. Like, I wouldn't go in my basement for months. I think it took me like 6 months to go in a basement by myself. Someone had to go with me because every time the oil burner would turn on, like I'd hear that sound, I'd be like, "Oh God, the clown's coming!" I was afraid to like take a shower, afraid things were gonna come out of the drain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Took a while to get over that.
My sister was very traumatized by it. And her friend was as well. She didn't shower for 2 weeks. Like wouldn't shower at all. So
I did. I was just constantly staring at the drain, like afraid.
Yeah.
Wash your hair with your eyes open.
I did go around the block and put balloons in the sewers. Like around the 2 blocks by my house, and then we brought my sister on a walk, and then like screamed and was like, "Oh my God, it's here!" And they wouldn't come out again.
You guys also put them in the tour van, so that when I would get back from pumping gas, there were red balloons in the car.
When did we have red balloons?
Roxy did that. She brought a package of red balloons on tour one time, and every time I'd get out of the car, I'd be like pumping gas or like go get a drink. Yeah. I'd open the car door and there'd be a red balloon on the seat.
Oh, I guess, yeah, House of it was a remake. Okay. So, yeah. Either way, both ones look creepy if you look up a picture of it. It's not, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm curious, what's your whole story? Like, how did you get into drums? Who were your inspirations? Like, do you play drum set also? Was it straight to percussion? Like, tell us about yourself.
So I started playing percussion, congas, minor percussion instruments, the guiro, so the Spanish instrument that you scrape. Yeah.
I just got very young.
Okay, awesome.
I always had the wood, and I was like, I need a metal one.
Yeah. And I actually have one right here. This is a traditional one. Yeah.
Nice.
This was my first introduction to percussion instruments. My dad is a bass player, had a salsa band for many decades, and I was just immediately surrounded by Latin music. So that was my first introduction. And then his keyboard player slash best friend had a Guido that was broken. And they were like, hey, give it to Crystal. Like, don't throw it out. Just give it to Crystal.
Yeah.
And I was playing it as if I had been playing this instrument for years, just in rhythm. And I mean, I don't remember it vividly, but I remember being exposed to everything very young. And it started there. And then eventually my dad bought just one conga drum from a flea market, which I still have today. It's at my parents' house. And I started playing the tumbao, the classic, on congas.
Mhm.
No one taught me. It just literally happened. So that was it. And then God only knew that it would become somewhat of a career. And then, gosh, over time, I just was around the right people. Honestly, it was just asking questions, sort of observing and just developing that way. No real instruction, no lessons, no reading or writing music, just being around it, honestly.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. Good stuff. Good
And
stuff.
do you play any drum set too? Or is it all?
No, I mean, a little bit. Like I could hold a beat, but I would never call myself a kit player. I like attempted to back in the day. I had a drum set, a red pearl drum set, but it was just like I was on and off too, like as a youngster.
Mhm.
I was just a kid, right? So we're just like, I don't want to do music. And then I was into sports, which got me through college. I played softball at Rutgers University on scholarship. So that was very, very important in my life. So music was always like second or third on my list. But yeah, so like really, I do consider myself a true percussionist. Like the foundation is definitely there. And I feel very comfortable playing percussion as opposed to, kit. Yeah, I can't hang on.
Do you prefer hand percussion as opposed to holding a pair of sticks, say like
100%
timbales or something?
100%, 100%. Like I know there are certain things that I'm like not doing right, and I'll like try to look up videos on YouTube or practice like just like technique and stuff. But I can hang, but certainly playing congas, bongos, or djembe, that is like my bread and butter for sure. So,
Nice.
but I kind of like get away with certain things just when you're doing everything, right? You can manage. Percussion could be easy, but to play percussion the right way also could be difficult because, you have to have a pocket. You have to understand how to work with drummers and stuff. So, I kind of learned along the way and again, being around the right people. So I was very fortunate, honestly.
Yeah.
How many percussion things would you say you have?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we can start with my classroom that I use as storage. So I'm a social studies teacher, okay? And there are more instruments than books. So that should tell you something. Congas and hardware, stand, just bells and more bells and heads and more heads. Drum racks. Oh God, I have floor toms like piled. And like, we just pretend it's not there. Like my students are like, Miss V, go play. Like, I'm like, no guys, like I'm really not even supposed to have this stuff there. Like, storage room. And then of course, what I have in my car and what I have in my, in my apartment. But everything, yeah, I mean, you name it. I think I have it all, honestly. You need chimes, you need timbre, whatever you need. I got you. I could do backline for all you guys. All right. Nice. So let me know.
Awesome. Yeah, we just had custom closets built in our studio to line the entire wall because like just the instruments were just everywhere exploding.
And believe me, there are things that I have that I haven't played in years and I won't get rid of it. I'm like, I'll need this triangle. Triangle. Somebody's gonna call me for a recording and say, Chris, I don't want MIDI. I need a real triangle. And I'm gonna say, I have it. We're good. Let's go.
And then they're going to be like, no, not the large size, the medium one. You're like, I got that too.
Yeah. Oh, my mom just said, and in Florida. I forgot. I have stuff in Florida too. Timbales, congas, but in my defense, my dad is still very much involved in music. So they're not bothered by it. My dad has his little space and you know, I'm sure. Yeah. Mom, on the other hand, is a clean, neat freak. And she's probably like, this stuff is just here in my house, you know?
It's like anytime I leave something at my dad's place, he's like, you can just leave this here and I'll find him like just playing along to the radio on it. And he doesn't know how to play the drums, but he'll just be like rocking out.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been playing this.
Look. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Look how good I am.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of instruments everywhere. It's everywhere. Yep.
What's the weirdest percussion instrument you have?
Oh, that I have. I could tell you about an instrument that I played that I don't own. There's got to be a name for it, but that thing that it's like it's almost like tube-like, and it wiggles, and it gives such a weird sound. And I don't know. No, I don't even know if it was that. It was like some other, but yes, in that family, I would imagine. But it gave off a really cool sound. I mean, it's not weird. It's really cool, actually.
Yeah. Odd shaped.
Yeah.
What's odd shaped instrument?
I can't even remember. It was at a gig and they had it and I used it. And it was great. And I wish I Googled it because then I would own it. And then that would be my answer. But yeah, no, I have the basics. I have like the, you know, the basics, nothing too crazy. Cause like I said, I don't do any like recording. So I don't necessarily need it for the live shows that I do. Mainly like my gig that I do currently is playing alongside a DJ. So all the minor percussion stuff, I don't even bring. Like, you know, there's no chimes. I don't have, you know, any shakers on these kind of gigs. It's all congas, timbales, snare, tom, you know, and bells and cymbals. So yeah, keep it. I try to use my loudest instruments because I'm hardly ever mic'd. So I'm, you know, playing on top of a DJ and it's just so loud and
yeah. It's always the pit orchestra gigs are always where I've gotten my like random instruments.
Right.
Because all of a sudden it'll just be like, we need this, and this. And I'm like, yes, I have an excuse to go buy these like toys.
Yeah.
that I'll never need again, but I needed it for this one show. So I'm getting it.
Was it a didgeridoo?
That's not percussion. That's you blow into it.
So true story. Oh, is that my buddy Joey Pizza?
Joey Pizza wants an autograph.
I will see Joey Pizza at school tomorrow. He is my right-hand man. He is the best. He's from the Boogie Down Bronx. I wish you could hear him just speak. So he could say, I'm Joey Pizza from the Boogie Down Bronx, and you're going to just love him. Hi, Joey. I'll see you tomorrow. Yes, I'll be in school tomorrow.
How many rain sticks you got?
No rains. Well, you know what? That's not. I think I might have one at school.
Okay.
Sure. You have a thunder tube?
No, I don't.
Those are fun. I just got when you like swirl it around with a little chain thing.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Who is your favorite percussionist?
Ooh, let's go. So gosh, there are so many amazing Latin percussionists. My favorite right now. I mean, I'm always thinking about making sure I cover all my bases because there's so many people I can just literally shout out right now. But let's start with Jesse Caraballo, who plays with Mark Anthony. He is insane. Bobby Allende, Mark Quiñones. These are guys that are just literal legends in the business, in the Latin world. They've played with everybody and anybody, and our local. Well, Bobby's here in New York. Mark, I think, is down in Florida. But guys that I met years ago and have befriended, and they're just awesome and incredible at what they do. They're the ones that are like paved this new style of playing, like that wave. Like everybody's like, oh, it's, you know, Mark and Bobby. Like these were the top dogs and still are and probably will forever be. So like on the Latin side, I have my favorites. Then you have like Aaron Draper, who plays with Jill Scott. And so you have pop people that I'm like, I see on Instagram and I'm just like, wow, you know. So to name a few, Orlando Vega, who's an amazing friend of mine, who was so instrumental in my development. He and I, we're just like 2 years apart, but he was gigging with the big bands at a very young age. And so like he was just showing me the ropes and just kind of giving me tips on how to be flavorful. And and I don't give him too many props publicly. So this is like another opportunity for me to shout out Orlando Vega, who is just like, he's taught me a lot, like just things that I would have never known if it weren't for him, So it's just, he was my teacher growing up, if anything. And we're like best friends till this day. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you done any live streams dressed as impersonating Sheila E?
No, I should have, right? Did I miss that one? I did Shakira. I didn't mention that to you, but I did Shakira. That was like that was the closing of the quarantine series. I ended with Shakira. It was like so good that I was like, guys, this is it. We're ending.
Can't top this.
Yeah,
and then someone told me they wanted me to do Madonna, and I was like, ooh. But do I want to do Madonna?
That could be your yearly little
the reunion.
Yeah, the reunion of yourself.
We should bring it back. Oh my god.
Yeah. For Christmas. Give everyone a Christmas.
Good idea.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's funny. We like, it'll come up in conversation or just like, your memories on your archives or something. And it's just like, hey, remember when? And it's funny because the way people responded to that, it's like, literally, they'd be like, okay, Crystal, what time next week? Hey, we're having I'm inviting people over and we're going to have drinks and we're going to put it on our like TV. Like people were like, okay, we're ready for Crystal's quarantine concert. Like, let's go. And then, aside from the dressing up, I did on Facebook. So I was doing that on Instagram, and then on Facebook, different demographic. I was doing these live sets where I would ask a featured DJ to create a mix. And I would pick a genre. So it'd be like dance music or funk, or let's do early 2000s dance. And so I sort of handpicked these DJs. They would create a mix, 80s, 90s, whatever. And it was a theme. I would kind of dress that part, do a little 80s side ponytail. And we would do that on Facebook. And one episode we did all Puerto Rican artists. So it was all different types of music. So from salsa to freestyle music to, dance music, but all artists that are Puerto Rican. And it was crazy. That was probably like my most viewed Facebook live, and people were commenting like, hey, I got my flag out. Like, it's like, what? Like, they're like, I could see it like with a coquito in hand and like the Puerto Rican flag, like just, I'm like, listen, it was good for me. Like, just again, being locked down and feeling like we still had something to do and look forward to and create. And then people at home, while they're cleaning, they're watching a fun concert. Like, it worked out for everybody.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We tried to cook on Instagram Live, and then everyone was yelling at me that I was doing it wrong.
Oh. What did you cook though?
We tried to make crepes. That was a disaster.
That was a big disaster. That was a lot of fun though. That was like a 3-hour
one.
That was like Gilligan's crepes.
Yeah.
It was like a 3-hour crepe.
Yeah. So we were like, oh, let's just do crepes. Here's an easy recipe. And it's like, they say it's like, oh, it just takes 10 minutes, but it took an hour to prep, an hour to deal with the actual crepes, and then another hour to be like, well, what are we going to put in them? Are we going to make breakfast crepes, lunch crepes, dessert crepes? So
it was a lot of decision making.
Yeah, we both ended up with 6 crepes each or something
like that. But then it never said to sift the flour, so they were just messed up.
And I was trying to make gluten-free crepes, which didn't turn out terrible, but everyone's like, you're mixing that wrong. You flipped it too early. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, the comments are great.
Hopefully you gained followers and not
lost. It was hilarious.
I don't know.
It was great.
No.
It was funny.
They were
all the comments were like, oh my god.
They were having fun watching us do this. It
was debauchery.
Yeah. We should have named it the cooking debauchery. Yeah. I just don't have patience for that stuff. It's just so much things to do. And prep and
Joey Pizza says you kept them all entertained during COVID. One of the best shows on social media.
Guys, I had no help with production. I was like, can I recruit people to do like this for me? Like, can we now get a team? Can I get Glam Squad up in here so I don't have to do this on my own? It was like a whole day's worth. Of course I had to order the stuff on Amazon, and I'm just getting packages every 2 days, like with new outfits and stuff. It was good stuff.
Did you return them too?
You know what? I didn't think to do that until way later. So no, the answer is no. But now I know the key with certain outfits that I'm like, I literally need this as a prop for like a day. And now it goes back to Amazon. So yes, I learned that late in the game. So I have all my wigs. They're here.
They're here.
They're here. I got it. Under the bed in a storage container. Hey,
what's
Gabby,
like the wackiest wig?
Oh yes.
Oh, hey, Gabby.
Here. I think she was on a few weeks ago. She was on here.
Yeah, I missed it. And then, man, but Gabby, hi. We voice note each other literally all day long, and I have to voice note her. I just mental note. You asked wackiest wig. My favorite wig is my Amy Winehouse wig. It's perfect Amy Winehouse. Great. It's so Amy Winehouse. So, and I have it, and we'll use it again.
Speaking of Gabby and everyone who has been on the show, all of the episodes are archived to our YouTube. And they are being archived to Spotify as well, and Apple Music, and wherever else you stream podcasts. So they will be archived to there. So
nice.
Anyone who's watching this right now or in the chat, make sure you check out those other episodes on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Music.
While that's happening, let's just do a shameless plug. Where can everyone find you to follow you and all that fun stuff?
So I have a Crystal Percussion t-shirt. You know what's funny? I was like, should I wear Gabby's hoodie? Because her Weight Create hoodie she just dropped. And then I was like, well, I'm going to just wear my Crystal Percussion t-shirt just in case, But yeah, it's Crystal Percussion on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I'm not a YouTuber, but I have some old stuff in there that maybe people may be wanting to look at. My website is also Crystal Percussion, so it's pretty universal across the board. So yeah, hit me up, guys. I do some fun gigs, and I try to post a lot of it online, and it's a good time.
Yeah, you and Gabby are very up on your TikTok game. You guys are killing it on there.
TikTok is interesting, and my students were the ones that were like, Ms. V, go on TikTok, like get a TikTok. And I'm like, absolutely not. And it was initially my teacher account. It was civics teacher. I teach civics. And then I had a few viral videos. I had a decent following. And then I'm like, man, I'm kind of missing out on using this for music if I really want to stay consistent in building, the Crystal Percussion brand. And so I low key changed it to Crystal Percussion. So my everything kind of shifted. So it's all like, I'll throw some teacher content in there or random things, about like my personal life, but it's mainly like all my drumming videos and stuff. So yeah, TikTok is cool. I don't know. It's funny because although I have a pretty good following on there, the TikTok following doesn't transfer into getting gigs. Whereas on Instagram, I get so many of my bookings on Instagram, but that goes to show you that I think that my following anyways, like probably younger, kids or, people just so spaced out that like, they're just there just to watch and not so much be like, hey, I want to use you for a party or whatever. So booking wise, I think I'll always like stick with Instagram. I know people kind of pick and choose now. It's like, but I think that's also the younger generation. I say, try to stay consistent with both of the platforms, and it might help with bookings and stuff. So
yeah, there's so many platforms to keep track of now.
Seriously. But it's a good time. We be careful. TikTok you can go in that black hole of just watching videos because they're so good. People are so good at creating. Like your average person is like so good at editing. Like it's ridiculous. But yeah, try not to have too much screen time, guys. I'm telling that to myself actually. So.
I know.
You'd have to watch this video back to hear it from yourself.
Right.
Yourself, yeah.
But they're short videos too, and I think that's why you get stuck.
Yep.
You're like, oh, they're just 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 40 seconds. And then it's
Before
like,
you know it, 3 hours went by.
oh,
Yep.
I got to get off this.
Yep.
They make there's a separate app. I don't remember what it's called. I'm sure there's a bunch of them that like it'll set a timer for your social media. So you can set it to whatever you want, like 15 minutes, and you've been scrolling too long, it just like kicks you off.
Should I do that?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about this on the after the we'll talk about it.
Matt wants to know, do you believe in the paranormal?
Oh.
It's not something I really think about at all. So I'm just gonna say, meh. There's my answer. Meh.
Same.
Yeah, you know.
Same.
Yeah.
Natalie says that she misses our cooking lives and that we should have a reunion cooking show. Well, give us some ideas. What should we cook?
Do you cook? Do you like to cook? What do you do?
Yeah, I can cook. I can cook for sure. If I have the time to whip it up, you know, yeah, let's go. But oftentimes, well, especially, you know, during the weekends, like the wedding food is basically now my like staple of dinners. Like it's wedding venue food and cocktail hours. During the week, it's all like quicker meals and stuff. But if I can sit home and whip it up, I'm not afraid of flames. I'm not afraid of, you know, we can get down in the kitchen. So
all right.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
Apparently pepperoni rolls.
Oh, see, now Joey Pizza's actually putting a plug in for himself.
Oh.
Joey Pizza. Get it? Right? Joey Pizza.
Wow, everyone's throwing Crystal ate McDonald's yesterday. Everyone's throwing out all your secrets.
Hold up. Gabby is funny right now.
Twice.
Hold up. Okay, I have a story behind that. Is funny. Oh, Gabs, you are okay. This is what happened. Okay. Well, Joey Pizza, side note, makes the best pepperoni rolls, and he always brings me bags. Hey, I got something for you. Shh, don't say nothing. So it's like in school. So we're just like doing a food deal. He's like, hey, I got this for you. Shh. And then you know, he'll feed me for the week. But this McDonald's situation, God, I feel a little ashamed, but we finished our gig. Gabby and I did a brunch in Edgewater, and I had to drive to Philly, almost like 2 hours. I was starving, and you know, I passed the McDonald's, and I went in and I did it, and I went and I got what I got. But the best part is that I voice note Gabby, and I'm like, Gabby, isn't it the best when you get fast food and it's actually good? The fries are hot and everything's fresh, and it just feels like you made the right choice. And I'm driving, and I'm just like, wait, I think I'm still hungry. I may go to a second McDonald's. Like at this point, I'm like hooked. And we were just like going back and forth. She's like, wait, now I want Wendy's. So to throw Gabby under the bus, she had Wendy's yesterday. I know
once or twice.
It probably 3 times. And I know she's fit, but like, is she? So yeah. But let me tell you, I haven't had McDonald's in a long time, and it was just so good. I had a McChicken and the fries, and it was just on point. It was a good choice at the time. So
yeah. Yeah. I hear you once in a while. It's just like, hey, you really need this.
Yes.
And you're like, do I? And you're like,
yeah.
Well, that was like Annie when you messaged the other day saying it's donut day. I was like, great. I had 0 cravings for donuts until you messaged that.
Yep.
And I had to get one.
Did you? I never got one.
I did go get one. I got a Boston cream donut, and I haven't had one in probably like a year, since probably the last time you told me it was donut day.
I didn't get one. All I wanted was a donut.
Well, a quick shout out to Big Butch Records saying hello in the chat.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh,
and
boy.
who else we got in here? Natalie and Maribel. And I think we said no salt on the fries, Crystal.
You want to know
We're
why?
getting scolded.
Why?
Well, if you want a fresh batch of fries from McDonald's and want them to make it right on the spot, you just say, hey, can I have my fries with no salt? And they have to make a new batch because all of their fries are salted. So you can ensure hot fries by using that trick. So when you pull up to the drive-thru, hey, can I get a packet of salt? Lady, you just said no salt. Shh, I know what I did. So yeah.
That's a good
Yes.
trick. That's a good one.
We know way too much about fast food. That's a problem. I try not to eat like that, guys. I swear.
Yeah.
Just only once a day. That's it.
Yeah, right.
But then if you're like on the West Coast, you need In-N-Out Burger, and there's these other exceptions.
Absolutely.
What I am baffled by is the fact that like these other fast food chains haven't picked up on the whole animal style thing and started doing it.
Maybe it's like I don't know, like the
Perhaps.
McDonald's secret
Trademark.
sauce, something like that. Yeah. I mean, they all probably have their secret menus, but
Yeah.
like every place has a secret menu. They just get really mad when you do it if you're not In-N-Out Burger because they purposely only have like 3 items and the rest of their menu is secret.
Right. But you just get some, like Russian dressing
Yeah.
and caramelized onions. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Throw it on some fries.
Deb says
Arby's.
if you're here, you need Arby's. I don't think I've had Arby's.
It's been years for me.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I've ever
Arby's. We have the meat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that. We are wrapping up here on our hour mark, so we know where to follow you. We know where to get you.
Where to stalk you.
Where to stalk you, where to find you. And we like to ask our guests one last question every time. Are you ready for it?
That is the best face. We need to screenshot that reaction.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that back after this.
That's good.
The question is, what is your best advice to everyone listening? How to stay positive in this crazy world that we're living in.
Man, how to stay positive in this crazy world. Ooh, well, I'll just say, I guess I'll touch on how I live my life. I try to surround myself with people that have similar qualities that will, support you. And that's a good question. Hold on, let me think about this because this is an opportunity for me to say really how I feel about that because, I try to keep a smile on my face, honestly. And certainly when times are hard, it's okay not to. It's okay to speak on that. You don't have to always have that smile on your face, but I count my blessings every day. I truly do. I know that when one door closes, other doors do open. And this is a true fact that happened to me today or within the last week, but particularly today, I got an opportunity for a gig next week. I won't say it until it happens. It's one of those things, but, and Mel, you guys, know what I'm talking about with the other thing that we're not able to do, but, there's always opportunity, and it's important that, you stay true to yourself and do what makes you happy. I think that's the key to being positive is just first taking care of yourself and doing what makes you happy. And then everything kind of falls into place. So I hope I answered that well.
Absolutely. And I'm loving it. I'm looking in the chat right now. Deborah says the best way is to quit watching the news.
Facts on facts on facts.
Yep.
Yes. Good vibes.
Just ignore it all. Go outside.
And you always have a positive and brightest smile in the building.
Aw.
Pizza, thank you. Pizza, thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I hope we get to see you soon.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me. We'll meet in person sometime this year. I'm sure of it.
Yes.
Cool.
Make it happen.
Thank you all for tuning in on the chat, and we will see you next time.
Peace,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Thank you.